Buster Poindexter, hot,
If
hot,
you
hot.
sing, I swear to God, we're on the air, and I will fucking boot you.
No sense of humor.
Not yours. Just not yours.
We're on the air.
Gesundheit already.
I can't with him. You're next.
No,
I'm going to Goldberg.
Ellsworth.
There's no chin to hold.
Are we going up in West? They probably don't give a shit about us.
No one's there.
Hold on.
Literally,
West,
no one is
they
there.
don't-
You could put it up, but like no one's there right now.
Hold on. Spreaker changed everything. I have to fucking fix this. Give me a minute.
What the fuck did they change? Oh, for the love of God, why? While we wait for Gunner to do whatever he's doing.
I got it up. That's what she said.
Nah, then she's a dick girl.
That was the point.
R.I.P. China.
Oh, yes. Rip China. Rip China. All right, fine. We'll do things your way, Yankum. Why don't you hit the goddamn theme music?
Well, I mean, no, I guess. Sure. If that's what you really want to do, we can.
That's
we
what
can
I
have
really,
the theme
really
song.
want.
All right, fine.
Really want.
Oh, I will kill you. Why did it do that?
Amazing.
Oh, I see. You can't switch while it's playing. Hold on.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 230 of the Smark Snark podcast. My name is Gunner, Matt, and Mega VR. We're going to thank podcasting.com for our brand new theme, which we played last week too. It's pretty sweet. I really like it. Kind of goes on for a little bit. Our number is 812-408-9666 or 812-408.
Woo.
Woo! Yeah, thank you. You can check us out online, smarksnark.com, twitter.com, Facebook, patreon.com/smarksnark, and you can get us all connected and whatnot. You can check out our podcast. All right, so let's see here. I'm Gunner, and that's Omega VR.
And that was The Cure.
It wasn't. That would be cool if we had a theme by The Cure, but I'm pretty sure they would sue us.
I saw The Cult recently.
Oh, I love The Cult.
That was fun. Yeah, no, they were good. They sound exactly the same as their CDs. It was pretty sweet. Not to say that they were lip syncing, but to saying that they're that good. Also joining us this week is our wonderful technical producer, Mr. Yankum TDS.
If Party City can get The Cure, I think we can.
Jesus Christ, Yankum. Hot mic. We also have Vassar.
1 second.
What the fuck?
Oh, God.
Can you not masturbate on the air, Vassar?
Drinking some soju.
Fucking shit, man.
I believe we have Drunk Vassar on the show tonight, too.
WFC Masters is here.
Hello. WFC currently editing videos for his YouTube channel, Masters.
Plug
Hey,
it.
you can
Plug
edit
it.
mine while you're at it.
Plug it.
No.
Plug
You
it.
can plug it.
Oh, Plug and Button Jam. You should watch me and my friend Donnie play stupid video games. It's the best.
Awesome. Also here, Dog.
Save us, dog.
That's me. I'm feeling about how if TNA was a human being, that's how I feel.
Jesus,
Ew.
man.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not
that
feeling
bad.
great.
So
Well,
basically,
speaking-
what you're telling me is that you're a rat in a cage.
I'm telling you, I feel like I'm on my deathbed. Although, unlike TNA, I probably will not die.
All right. Well,
Speaking of TNA,
TNA. Yeah.
see,
Let's
we
get started
can
with the news.
we can segue. Speaking of TNA, let's get into the news. Dave Meltzer mentioned on Observer Radio that TNA is probably going to attempt to file for bankruptcy. They owe money to Aerolex, Anthem, the parent company of Fight Network, and MCC Acquisitions, which is a shell company related to Anthem, who paid for the last round of TV tapings to the tune of $3.4 million in total. Audience of One is suing for $250,000 in unpaid fees, and American Express travel-related services company is also suing for $269,000 plus legal costs for unpaid travel expenses TNA charged to their Amex corporate account. The state of Tennessee has issued a tax lien against TNA with the potential to seize property if it is not paid, and several wrestlers are also owed money. Last weekend, reportedly a pay period for talents, with several ready to declare themselves free agents if not paid, as it would be a breach of contract.
I am
Oh,
also
God.
suing TNA. I feel like after watching their product for years, that's why I'm sick now. They owe me $50.
Are you suffering from brain damage?
I'm
I
suing
mean-
TNA because I got a Don West brown bag special, and it just a bunch of shit inside.
This is like the corporate version of falling down a cliff and reaching and trying to grab anything possible, and then it's just a loose rock and you keep falling.
You know that episode of The Simpsons where Homer jumps out of the car and then rolls back into it? This is TNA right now.
I was gonna say the one where he falls off a cliff while skateboarding. Yeah, that's also pretty accurate.
Is there one where he gets set on fire and then rolls around and then rolls back into a fire and is on fire again and then rolls out
Probably.
and puts himself out and
That's
then rolls
probably
right back
happened.
into the fire?
Speaking of more TNA, it appears Billy Corgan loaned money to Dixie Carter personally, meaning he may be in trouble if the company files for bankruptcy and Carter does not personally. His lawsuit includes instances of fraud as far as being told certain financial things that he should have been made aware of. It's been reported that Fight Network owns some of the rights to the tape library and would be in a better position to acquire all of it than WWE. Anthem actually issued a statement saying they offered to provide TNA with funding to repay Corgan and other transitional assistance, calling it a strong property for Fight Network. The latest Observer seems to corroborate this, saying that Fight Network will actually buy out all of TNA's debts and settle with Corgan to remove him from the picture, leaving Dixie Carter the sole person in charge once again. So, like I said, roll out of a car,
What?
back in.
You remember that episode of
damn
The
it.
Simpsons where Homer is about 50 feet tall and made of gold and covered in jewels?
Yes.
Well,
Is that
well,
Dixie?
I'm a little confused by the first bit of this. It says that Corgan loaned money to Dixie, and
Okay, so it's
if the company
Dixie,
files bankruptcy,
he didn't loan it to TNA, he loaned it to Dixie.
right?
right?
Yeah.
So can't he just sue her for that money?
Well, that's what he's doing. That's the
That's what
lawsuit.
he did.
We unfortunately they delayed opening exactly what that lawsuit was about for another week because apparently the details are quite embarrassing to TNA. And if you're saying that at this point, they got to be fucking ridiculous.
Well, it's TNA. I expect.
I mean, how much more embarrassed could they be?
Let's see. There is video evidence of Dixie Carter and Scott Steiner dressed in furry costumes banging on a hotel
You
bed
want to know what's the
covered in
embarrassing thing?
cocaine.
that they have never. It's going to turn out that they were never a profitable company to begin with, and that this entire time that Dixie Carter has been whatchamacallit, Dixie Carter's been in charge. That she's been paid in dollary dues because it's kayfabe.
That sounds about right.
We're getting to this weird point now where it's kind of clear that Fight Network is in the lead for purchasing it, in part because when bankruptcy court gets a load of how much money they've put in, they'll pretty much just give them the company. But talent, have they been paid? Are they still under contract? Who knows? The TV deal, is it still going to be around by the time they purchase TNA? Of course, they'll still have the Fight Network.
This quickly.
Yeah, there is a time constraint on all of this. They got to get this shit done now.
They're supposed to be paid by last week or last Sunday.
And we're also talking at if you're talking about how TNA makes money, one of their big things is the India deal, and that is going to be breached unless they go to India soon.
Which they can't afford to do.
Exactly.
They maxed out their fucking Amex card like a bunch of idiots.
They're buying a property that has no income. They're just hoping that the name value and sticking around for 15 years means people are going to watch it.
What name value?
Well, they're not even really buying it. They're just giving them the money. And ironically, the name value is what they want, because you look at a company like Fight Network. I don't know a whole bunch about Fight Network, but I can't imagine they have, super good ratings. I mean, if TNA is one of their stronger ratings getters, then it's worth it to them to do that. The same reason it was worth it to Pop to pick them up, and Destination America at one time.
All right.
Yeah.
Paige,
all we need to say is LOL TNA again.
LOL TNA.
It's like if Cops was shutting down production and Spike TV picked them up.
It's funny because that happened.
Well, yeah.
So speaking of one insane woman to another, Paige proposed to Alberto El Patron in the middle of the ring at WWC Anniversario 43 in Puerto Rico.
Anniversario.
Well, you are the whitest person saying Spanish things ever, Gunner.
Yes, I am. Como se dice.
You guys want some cerveza?
Oh, Jesus. In a now deleted post, Paige's father, Ricky Knight, said that he does not approve of his daughter marrying that man, and left it at that. Alberto's divorce from his previous marriage to Angela Velke is far from finalized, according to her lawyer, and she's previously accused him of infidelity, listing the end of their marriage being 2 weeks after his relationship with Paige went public. Alberto claims their relationship ended in June last year due to her being guilty of cruel treatment, and they reportedly have 3 children together.
Wait, reportedly? We don't know how many kids they have?
Que paso?
That's kind of weird. Gunnar, I have a question. Dondi SL Banjo.
Oh, good lord. I'm white as shit, and that makes me want to punch you.
These two are they're going to be the wrestling Sid and Nancy. I give it another 5-6 months before they're both dead.
Which one stabs who?
Paige stabs ADR, of course.
Yeah, Paige stabs.
She already has.
Patron, and then
that has
Paige
not been
British one.
proven. Don't say that.
She stabs Patron, and then she overdoses on heroin.
I just love that we have another no flat no meme. No, you are not marrying my daughter. It's just like, yeah, good luck, buddy. Have fun in Europe trying to pull that shit off.
But will Paige also be a shit bass player?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking
So
of
wait,
Paige,
hold on. Wait a minute. Let me turn this into a different thing. Will Alberto El Patron take a shotgun to his head and pull the trigger with his tongue?
Shit.
No. Oh, God.
And then Paige goes on and has like a shitty band, and continues to do drugs, and then their kid somehow turns out fairly well
then
adjusted
stuff his
despite
ashes.
everything.
And then stuff his ashes in a teddy bear and lose it.
Oh,
I think what we're going to see is one night, spelled with a K, in Rio.
Shit.
Don't.
Speaking of Paige, she did indeed undergo neck surgery on Wednesday. Also, Hideo Itami is looking at about 2 months off to recover from his own neck injury. Although he won't need surgery.
Woo!
Tough Enough winner Josh Brettel has been suffering from a severe concussion for several months. And also, The Undertaker was recently seen on crutches due to a hip surgery, and his status for WrestleMania is unknown.
He's probably going to do Mania again, just for the fuck of it.
I think he'll probably sit this one out.
I would.
Who would he even face?
Yeah.
You know what?
Wow.
You know who will face Undertaker at WrestleMania this year?
Ooh.
And his name is John Cena. Do, 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 do.
Nope, that'll be the
They've been
Undertaker's
talking about
retirement match.
Oh, that would be a good one.
It's going to be John Cena's career versus the Undertaker's career, and John Cena goes over.
It'll be Goldberg.
Career versus his second streak of.
Can we just have Kane and Taker go out in the night, please?
Yeah, I love
retire at the same time.
I'm sure everyone's heard the fantasy booking thing where Undertaker's final match is versus Kane, and then like pyro goes off at the end of it or whatever, and like the arena goes black and they just both disappear, and then you never see or hear from either one again. Like, that's perfect.
I just would love it. It's like lightning hits.
There's
a flash. You don't see Undertaker, and then the pyro goes off. There's another flash, and then Kane's gone.
That'd be perfect.
We've been talking about this for 5 years at this point.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's going to be John Cena. John Cena wins and puts the Undertaker out forever because John Cena needs the rub, brother.
You know, not everybody knows this, but you know that Kane was offered the streak.
Yep.
A little tidbit there.
He's smart, and he said no because everyone would hate him if he took the streak.
Do you know how much I regret not going to WrestleMania in New Orleans at this point? Because at one point or another, I had an opportunity to go, and I was like, no, it'll be fine. I'll see Daniel Bryan another year.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Probably the best WrestleMania in 10 years.
Since 19.
At least it was
or 21
in a long time. Finally, in the news, we have ITV is doing a World of Sport special this year on November 1st to air later this year on a Saturday afternoon. It will be based around a tournament to crown a World of Sport champion, and the production values are expected to be at WWE levels. So they're going to have a guy with buck teeth in the back fucking up camera angles.
It's just to avoid comparisons to production levels at TNA levels.
Hold on. If you're talking about a guy with bad teeth, I mean, it is Britain, or it's not surprising. That's pretty much the norm. So it would be some just jokel, who's actually good at his job, but you'll have normal English teeth.
Their production guy will have perfect normal teeth.
At least we get JR for this.
And then everything will be the worst. Oh, did you guys hear who's doing commentary for this?
JR.
Yep.
JR. Fucking R. I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah.
It's actually kind of a important benchmark in this whole. There's been a strong rise in European like independent companies, and this is like a definite tipping point in that. Like World of Sports, even I know about World of Sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
And World of Sport, if you have a chance to watch the World of Sport, you're in for some good times. Definitely. As a wrestling fan, for sure.
And think about the talent pool they have to draw from now. Like, so many good guys.
Oh yeah. British indie scene is actually pretty damn good nowadays.
So one more question, and it's not on the news, but it came out today. So AJ Styles made a tweet, and it had a picture, and it was AJ Styles pointing to his Phenomenal One sign, and standing across from him was HBK, and he wants him at Royal Rumble.
Ooh.
Wait, no. Can we not? He said he wasn't going to come back. He's kept his promise so far.
I know, but it's like, dude, would you want to see AJ Styles versus HBK?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
That's
yeah,
a
Not
match.
at this stage. I don't think so.
Yeah,
if it
I
was,
only want to see it.
it'd be like
I only want
Sting
to see it
coming
if
back.
HBK can go.
It'd be exactly like Sting coming back.
Yeah.
It'd just be too late.
Oh,
Anyway,
all
well.
right.
If anybody's going
Hope
to
we
get
don't talk about that.
if anybody's going to get Michaels out of retirement, it's going to be James Ellsworth.
Yes! Better than Goldberg.
Yep.
I didn't get to watch SmackDown, so you guys will have to tell me later.
It was quite good.
Oh, we will.
How
And
was
by the
that?
way,
That Ellsworth AJ match, that title match, how'd that go?
Oh, we'll get to it.
pretty good. Ellsworth is actually he has a T-shirt on WWE Shop. And not only does he have a T-shirt, but it's outselling Goldberg's shirt.
No, you're fucking with me. Now.
And
The highest
no,
right
and it's outselling the new Dean Ambrose shirt.
Well, that's no shocker.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And
Granted-
it's outselling the Roman Reigns shirt, too.
Well, I mean, that's probably not that hard to do. Speaking of Roman Reigns, let's do this.
Oh no.
15 minutes
Because
time limit. We're
Roman
going into
Reigns-
Hell in a Cell predictions because we got a whole bunch of those to make.
No,
there's
it's a week out.
every week.
Yay.
It's the next Sunday, not this Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
No pay-per-view this Sunday?
No pay-per-view?
No. Got a
Nothing.
week off.
Holy fuck, no matter, like, all the bad shit that I've had to deal with today, that kind of fucking makes up for it because thank fucking God, finally.
Not us. I mean, we don't have anything wrestling. There's no UFC, no like any other things really.
That's weird.
Free at last.
Well-
at last.
A free
Well,
weekend where I
Sunday.
have no excuse to drink. What?
James Ellsworth has the same number of main roster TV matches as Finn Balor in 2016.
Oh wow.
That's
That
fantastic.
hurts. I need to drink.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Balor, come back. We miss you.
Yes. So
Is he
okay,
injured?
so this is kind of awkward. We got nothing to talk about for 15
Well,
minutes.
I kind of alluded to this last week when we were talking about the results for No Mercy, but and it kind of ties into Hell in a Cell coming up here. But on Raw, you've got about 30 minutes. You know, the Sunday Night Football, they have pre-show stuff and everything, but the actual kickoff for Sunday night or Monday Night Football, excuse me, Monday night. Point being, it starts at 8:30, and Raw starts at 8, so they've got about 30 minutes to entice people to not immediately flip over to football. They do a pretty god awful job of it. Except this week, last week was god awful. This week I thought was pretty decent. Last week, of course. Well, last week, of course, was the big Charlotte and Sasha come out. Well, Sasha comes out and she kind of talks about Charlotte. As Charlotte's coming out, Rusev interrupts, and then they both kind of unite against Rusev the Pig, interrupting them and shove Lana, and then of course Roman Reigns came out to defend them, and that led to the mixed tag team match: Roman Reigns and Sasha Banks versus Rusev and the woman who just smacked him, Charlotte. So
That was such a weird opening segment to Raw. Just so strange.
essentially,
Well,
my
you
point.
see, there's this whole divas or women's revolution. What is it called now? Was it always called the Women's Revolution?
Women's Revolution.
There's
yeah.
a revolution going on, guys. You gotta change some things up, right? See, the problem is they're trying to build to make this Hell in a Cell match between Sasha and Charlotte a big deal.
Yeah. See, that's what I was going to lead to here. Is the fact that it is in the cell, and it is a big deal by virtue alone. I mean, no matter who would be in it, it's a big deal. But are they really building it the right way, or are they just kind of doing it just to do it? Because you look at Mick Foley, the guy who not even a year or 2 years ago was telling Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, basically telling them not to do the match because it's so brutal and violent. It's going to change the course of their careers. It's going to change their mindset for the rest of their lives. And then when it comes to the women, he says, well, you know, you don't always get what you want, but in this case, you do. You guys are in the cell. Congrats.
And it's like, okay, that's great, but don't we want to protect people?
I was about to become the biggest Mick Foley mark on the planet when he would turn them down, and he let me down so much. I am so fucking scared for their safety for two reasons. I don't. So they are the main event. That's been announced. They're really pushing this as
well.
This is the...
Not really. See, Foley said they were the main event, and then he retracted it, saying, "I consider them the main event the same way I consider Rollins and Owens the main event." So it is a main event, but they don't know. We all know the true main event, the one last.
Either way, they're going to go out there and they're going to try their damnedest to top the guys. And one way or another, they're probably going to be like middle of the show. And I would assume that Roman and Rusev is going to open the show. Those two guys are big dudes who can take a lot of damage and will beat the shit out of each other. They're going to try and top that. They damn near fucking killed Sasha damn near killed herself and Charlotte helped in the SummerSlam match. That was a regular wrestling match. I'm hearing reports of them jumping off the fucking cage. No, just no,
God,
dude.
no.
Someone's gonna die. Like someone's gonna get seriously hurt.
Am I the only one that has faith in their capabilities as wrestlers?
I think they can put on a great match. I'm just really concerned that they're gonna take it to a point where, like,
Caller?
Sasha, I love you, but you're tiny as shit. And you just can't take certain bombs.
Okay, I don't want to sound triggered or anything, but you're wrong, and I feel like you're saying that. Like, would you say that if it was Finn Balor and somebody...
Look at his shoulder. God damn it.
Well, okay, maybe that's not a good pick.
Seth Rollins.
If it was fucking, I don't know, who's one of the little flippy shits... Like, would you be saying the same thing?
Neville?
Kevin Nash, got you?
No, and here's why. Because I don't feel like they have this intrinsic need to top the men. That's always such a, like, they push it too far trying to top the guys, and they don't need to do that. And I think they could put on a great Hell in a Cell match. I'm just afraid they're going to try some crazy fucking spot they can't pull
Don't
off.
you think if they put fucking TJ Perkins and somebody else in the cell, that those guys would feel like they have to top whoever else is doing a Hell in a Cell match to prove that they deserve to be there?
I think it's a difference between having a great match on your own and needing to top somebody else. I don't think the cruiserweights necessarily would think they need to top the heavyweights. I think the cruiserweights would think we need to put on a great cruiserweight cell match. And to Dog's point, you know, I don't think they're going into this thinking it's the first women's cell match. We got to put on a great women's cell match. They're thinking, no, we got to put on a great cell match and top it, which is a good mindset. But at the same time, like you said, I don't necessarily think it's a matter of not being able to take certain bumps. I think it's a matter of certain spots they try to do, and they just aren't silky smooth. And it's the kind of spot where you either hit it or you don't. And when you don't, that's when you get the wind knocked out of you, and you can't remember everything in the match. And you know.
Okay, so I really think that that the girls are really going to try here, and I think that they're going to give it their all. And I think that there is all of that pressure of being the first women's cell match. However, I have a little more faith than Yankum, I have to say.
What?
There is...
Or dog, you mean?
Yeah,
dog.
because I'm the one that's... I have...
No. I'm
world
agreeing
in
with
their
you.
capability
I'm
of
agreeing with you,
wrestlers,
Yankum. I don't think that necessarily they'll do anything stupid. I think in the way cell matches go, this one will be on the lackluster side when it comes to spots. However, I do think that there needs to be two things in this match, and I think that they are necessary. And one of them you're going to be like, oh God, why? And the other one you're going to be like, oh yeah, I could see that. The first one is it has to be an excellent match.
Right.
I'm not saying that it won't be. It has to be a ball busting. Everybody stops and watches this match that we talk about, 2 weeks from now, that we want to go watch again. The other thing, and I know that some of you are going to cringe at this, they both need to color. I want to see blood on both of them.
That's never gonna
Women's
happen.
match.
I don't want
Do you think-
that.
hold on for 1 minute.
Sasha's
Hold on
gonna
for
have her
1 minute.
weave torn out.
Hold
I'm
on for
just-
1 minute. Do you think that Stephanie or Vince, for that matter, is going to allow that?
No, of
Nope.
course not.
No,
They're going to
hell
stop
no.
them. They're going to stop them, and I could see that happening. I could see, but if one of them or both of them don't get color in this match, I will be A, extremely surprised, and B, kind of let down, because obviously this is Hell in the Cell. And I mean, I understand the PG era, I understand the need for no blood, but in certain circumstances like this, there needs to be blood. And I hate to say that, and it sounds completely barbaric, but in this case, in this instance, between these two people, if there isn't blood, I'm gonna buy it a little less.
Well, just to wrap up one thing real quick on the kayfabe side, has this been the worst build-up ever for a Hell in the Cell match you've ever seen?
Not the worst, but it's pretty bad.
No, there's been plenty of worse ones.
Cena
It's
Orton
not
was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's because we've seen it in Orton. We saw it 6,000 times.
But exactly my point, though. Like, that
Punk
one
and
was pretty
Taker.
awful.
Punk and Taker, where Punk lost
Oh,
the belt
God.
in 10 minutes.
Oh, good Lord, I forgot about that one.
The real problem with
Rightfully
the build-up,
so.
the real problem with the build-up has been the fact that this is supposed to be, the cap of the blood feud, that started in NXT and all this. This is going to be the last one. And most of the build has been more Charlotte Dana than Charlotte Sasha. And granted, Sasha got hurt and was out for a few weeks, and that kind of threw a wrench in everything. But again, it doesn't feel like. Well, the other thing is that they're promoting it as the first women's cell match. They're not promoting the brutality. They're not promoting the, this is the end. They're not promoting the.
They're not
I'm
even
gonna-
really
I'm gonna
promoting the
shave-
feud.
Yeah, I'm gonna shave time off my career because I want to beat you that bad. Not even the title, really. I mean,
Here's my point as far as the argument of them trying to comp the dudes.
There it is.
Boom! There it is.
No, we'll let Dog finish, and then.
Well,
I just want to say, Brooklyn NXT last year, without question, the best match was Bayley versus Sasha.
Of course.
Their goal at that
Right.
time was not to go out there and have a match that topped the ladder match, or maybe it was, but it was just to go out there and have a really, really good match. And they were better than that Finn ladder match. I really think they were. I don't know, man. I hope that everything goes okay. I think they'll have a great match, but I don't know.
I would almost say that Charlotte's the better face and Sasha's the better heel, and that's part of the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, that promo on Raw was fucking fire. And that's what's getting me excited about this, because the both of them, the sit-down promos were perfect, the way that it should be, and that should be the standard that people should be held to when wanting to build a feud. I really liked those promos.
I wondered how many times they did, how many takes those took, but you're right, they were really good.
Dairy Queen drive-through.
Time for the Dairy Queen drive-thru. Vassar with the ratings.
Okay.
Drunk faster with the ratings.
Come on.
I had to open the format, but okay, it's time for the ratings. Starting off as usual, the TNA Impact, it drew 284,000 viewers, down 7% from the 305,000 the week previous. On to Raw, 3.13 million viewers, up 13.5% from the 2.758 million the week previous.
Goldberg is a draw, brother.
Holy shit. And finally on to SmackDown. It got 2.405 million viewers, down 2% from the 2.448 million the previous week. And that is all for the ratings.
Ha! Call him Old Berg now, Woo. I dare ya.
Goldberg.
Oh,
When he fights Glacier. Coldberg.
oh no,
Hey,
we're doing
that's
this
a
again,
tag
aren't
team
we?
name. We haven't seen him in 12 years, so there might be a little Goldberg.
Not bad, not
I
bad.
fucking hate you people.
Honestly, though,
If he was a typeface, he'd be
Yeah,
Goldberg.
Yeah, you fucking cunt.
Honestly, though, we didn't talk about it, but I was hyped for that promo. That was I've been more hyped for that than in a long time. Anything else?
Because it feels natural.
Yeah.
He felt pretty natural on that. So.
You could tell he was jacked to be there.
Like,
That Goldberg segment was pretty good, and the best part about it was that it was the whole kids thing. Because I mean,
Hey,
you knew
I got one
when he started talking about that.
I got one,
me.
guys. If he was a black guy in the South in the 16 to mid 1800s, he would be Soldberg.
Get out.
Oh, come on.
That's
Get
terrible.
out.
And
That
you
was
threatened to ban me.
terrible.
And you threatened to ban me. Really?
That was a lot of setup for a shitty joke.
Yankum, you just got
Hey, guess what?
Goldberg.
On the list.
Let's do the birthdays.
Oh boy.
All right.
Me?
Yeah, WC Masters with the birthdays.
Yes, I love doing birthdays. On the 20th, celebrating their birthdays include Scott Hall, a.k.a. Reza Ramon, Chavo Guerrero, Tiger Mask IV, who actually has a new anime out right now. It's pretty good. And technical producer Yankum. On the 21st,
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Yep.
On the 21st, we have Bushwhacker Butch, Horace Hogan, Charlie Harris, Sick Boy, and Eric Ecstasy. On the 22nd, celebrating the birthdays, Bad News Brown, D'Lo Brown, and Mike Cruel. On the 23rd, we have prospective TNA owners Ron and Don Harris. The 24th, Bill Dundee and Dale Torborg. The 25th, Latin Lover, Atsushi Onita, excuse me if that's wrong, Perry Saturn, and Too Cold Scorpio. And on the 26th, celebrating their birthdays, Dream Machine, Austin Idol, Kurgan, Taka Michinoku, CM Punk, and Sullivan, my son, Kevin Sullivan. And that is
Sullivan,
this week.
my son.
This week.
Sullivan,
and happy birthdays.
Now
Onita's birthday's coming up.
This week in wrestling with Omega BR.
Yes, this week in wrestling history, circa 1986, where Tracy Smothers begins his second reign as NWA Mid-American Heavyweight Champion by defeating Boy Tony, a.k.a. Tony Falk, in Memphis, Tennessee. Jump to 1987, where Chigusa Nagayo defeats Yukari Umori to win the WWWA World Singles title, and Bull Nakano and Condor Saito defeat the Red Typhoons to win the WWWA World Tag Team title in Tokyo, Japan.
Nice.
And in 1989, Kerry Von Erich defeats The Punisher, aka The Undertaker, for the USWA Texas Heavyweight title in Dallas, Texas. And that was this week in wrestling history.
Happy trails this week to WrestleCrap fame Robert R.D. Evans, who has been working as a member of the WWE creative team for some time now, according to PW Insider. And happy trails to Matt Sadal, who was arrested in Japan on September 23rd after police found 2.12 grams of liquid marijuana at Kansai Airport, possibly ending his career in Japan.
See, kids, this is why you don't do pot needles.
That's
syphilis,
exactly.
and you get banned from Japan.
Do not inject those
probably
marijuana.
wax. Probably just wax.
That's R.D. Reynolds from WrestleCraft. R.D. Evans is the ROH lawyer, also known as Archibald Peck.
My bad. Oh, my bad.
All right, and finally, happy trails to Donkey Lips, who made the show a little better by not being here this week. It's too bad Netchester can't follow his example.
He really had to say that, by the way. He specifically stopped us in the Discord chat so that he could say that. I just wanted y'all to know that. All right, so what should we watch this week in wrestling? We're going to start with Smooresu, who showed up to the show today.
Well, I recently found an old match from 1997 from Michinoku Pro of Jinsei Shinzaki versus The Undertaker. It's a pretty neat match. You should go definitely watch it. It's pretty weird Undertaker being in an M-Pro match in the late 90s, which WWE could do more things like that with other promotions.
Well, yeah, that'd be fun. I think I heard about that match. Also, let's see here. Netchester, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
I thought he went back to work.
Did he?
How bad am I roboting?
You're not roboting.
You're
Just
fine.
say what you want. Just say what you want to watch. The
Robots! Robot Wars, one of my favorite movies.
Okay, so since Netchester completely missed his cue, he's going to lose his turn. Vassar, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Because I was at school and missed the match and watched it afterwards, I'm going to say AJ Styles versus Ellsworth on SmackDown this week.
Okay, WC Masters, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Was there a Braun squash this week? I missed kind of part of Raw.
There was a Braun squash, and he squashed 3 guys at once.
Oh, well, you know what? Well, I'll recommend that one then, because that sounds absolutely amazing. The ongoing struggle of Braun Strowman versus random jobbers is always entertaining to me. So
The 3v1 was amazing.
Okay.
Dog, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
You should watch Prince Puma versus Mil Muertes from Lucha Underground this week. That was a great match.
Jacob, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Mankind versus Kane, Hell in a Cell match from Raw is War, August 1998.
Omega, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Goldberg's debut on Nitro against Hugh Morris.
Ooh.
He
If
kicked
you
out,
watch Raw,
he kicked out of No Laughing Matter.
Didn't Hugh train Goldberg a bit?
I can't remember. It wouldn't surprise me, though.
Did he bully him in training?
Let's see here. So I guess it's just me, and I'm going to tell you to go watch those promos from Sasha Banks and Charlotte, because those are damn good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's it. That's it for this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you very much for listening. This has been episode 230 of Smark Snark. You can check us out online, smarksnark.com, twitter.com/smarksnark, facebook.com/smarksnark, patreon.com/smarksnark. Thank you once again to our friends over at podcastthemes.com for our brand new theme, 812-408-9666 or 812-408.
Woo!
You can leave messages there and stuff like that, and we'll play them on the show. We're also on SoundCloud, too, so just look us up there.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening, and take care. Respect your hair.
Woo, woo, woo.
You know it.
A good night, Pasadena.